If I find the Constitution being misused, I shall be the first to burn it. I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. Religion is for man and not man for religion. We are Indians, firstly and lastly. Ignorance is the greatest enemy of progress. The future of India depends on the elimination of caste discrimination. A people and their religion must be judged by social standards based on social ethics. The basic idea underlying religion is to create an atmosphere for the spiritual development of the individual. Caste has, however, done one thing. It has completely disorganized and demoralized the Hindus. Nothing is infallible. Nothing is binding forever. Everything is subject to inquiry and examination. Everything, you see, is impermanent. Law and order are the medicine of the politic body, and when the politic body gets sick, medicine must be administered. The path of social reform, like the path to heaven at any rate in India, is strewn with many difficulties. Social reform in India has few friends and many critics. Indifferentism is the worst kind of disease that can affect people. So long as you do not achieve social liberty, whatever freedom is provided by the law is of no avail to you. Cultivation of mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence. Life should be great rather than long. The relationship between husband and wife should be one of closest friends. A great man is different from an eminent one in that he is ready to be the servant of the society. Constitution is not a mere lawyer's document. It is a vehicle of life, and its spirit is always the spirit of age. I like the religion that teaches liberty, equality, and fraternity. If you ask me, my ideal would be the society based on liberty, equality, and fraternity. An ideal society should be mobile and full of channels of conveying a change taking place in one part to other parts. Any government which denied this elementary right of freedom of speech and freedom of action did not deserve allegiance from the people. I refuse to join with them in performing the miracle, I will not say trick, of liberating the oppressed with the gold of the tyrant and raising the poor with the cash of the rich. Religion, social status, and property are all sources of power and authority which one man has to control the liberty of another. Humans are mortal. So are ideas. An idea needs propagation as much as a plant needs watering. Otherwise, both will wither and die. Equality may be a fiction, but nonetheless one must accept it as a governing principle. Lost rights are never regained by appeals to the conscience of the usurpers, but by relentless struggle. Goats are used for sacrificial offerings and not lions. Political tyranny is nothing compared to the social tyranny, and a reformer who defies society is a more courageous man than a politician who defies government. Though I was born a Hindu, I solemnly assure you that I will not die as a Hindu. The teachings of Buddha are eternal, but even then Buddha did not proclaim them to be infallible. A just society is that society in which ascending sense of reverence and descending sense of contempt is dissolved into the creation of a compassionate society. In my opinion, it is only when Hindu society becomes a casteless society that it can hope to have strength enough to defend itself. Without such internal strength, Swaraj for Hindus may turn out to be only a step towards slavery. Freedom of mind is the real freedom. For a successful revolution, it is not enough that there is discontent. What is required is a profound and thorough conviction of the justice, necessity, and importance of political and social rights. Dalit aspirations are a breach of peace. Annihilation of caste is a breach of peace. Slavery does not merely mean a legalized form of subjection. It means a state of society in which some men are forced to accept from others the purposes which control their conduct. Every man who repeats the dogma of Mill that one country is no fit to rule another country must admit that one class is not fit to rule another class. Caste is another name for control. Caste puts a limit on enjoyment. Caste does not allow a person to transgress caste limits in pursuit of his enjoyment. That is the meaning of such caste restrictions as interdining and intermarriage. These being my views, I am opposed to all those who are out to destroy the caste system. One cannot have any respect or regard for men who take the position of the reformer, and then refuse to see the logical consequences of that position, let alone following them out in action. Democracy is not merely a form of government, it is essentially an attitude of respect and reverence towards fellow men. How many generations of ours have worn themselves out by rubbing their foreheads on the steps of the god? But when did the god take pity on you? What big thing has he done for you? Generation after generation, you have been used to clean the village of its garbage, and God gave you the dead animals to eat. In spite of all that, God did not show you any pity. It is not this God that you worship, it is your ignorance. Once you clear the minds of the people of this misconception and enable them to realize that what they are told is religion is not religion, but that it is really law, you will be in a position to urge its amendment or abolition. You must not only discard the Shastras, you must deny their authority, as did Buddha and Nanak. You must have courage to tell the Hindus that what is wrong with them is their religion, the religion which has produced in them this notion of the sacredness of caste. Will you show that courage? To leave inequality between class and class, between sex and sex, which is the soul of Hindu society, and to go on passing legislation relating to economic problems is to make a farce of our constitution and to build a palace on a dung heap. The rights of women and children must be protected at all costs. Without equality, liberty would produce the supremacy of the few over the many. Equality without liberty would kill individual initiative. According to this rule, rationalism as a canon of interpreting the Vedas and Smritis is absolutely condemned. It is regarded to be as wicked as atheism, and the punishment provided for it is excommunication. Caste is not just a division of labor, it is a division of laborers. Hinduism is not interested in the common man. Hinduism is not interested in society as a whole. The center of its interest lies in a class, and its philosophy is concerned in sustaining and supporting the rights of that class. A just society should not discriminate against anyone, irrespective of their birth or background. Political power cannot be a substitute for social reform. The history of India is nothing but a history of a mortal conflict between Buddhism and Brahmanism. The idea of cultural relativism is nothing but an excuse to violate human rights. The caste system is a social division of people, not a division of labor. Inequality in society is the result of ignorance, intolerance, and injustice. I do not want that our loyalty as Indians should be in the slightest way affected by any competitive loyalty, whether that loyalty arises out of our religion, our culture, or our language. The law must be a vehicle of social change, not a preserve of the status quo. A just and equal society can only be built on the foundation of social justice. Freedom of thought is the foundation of democracy. I will always try to educate my people and myself, and to raise our social, economic, and political status. The greatest tyrannies are always perpetrated in the name of the noblest causes. The real remedy for breaking caste is intermarriage. The end of education is character. Liberty and equality are the essential conditions for the growth of a true democracy. Religion must not be allowed to become a source of oppression or discrimination. A good example is far better than 1,000 words. Justice has always evoked ideas of equality, of proportion of compensation. The only way to bring about social change is through education. Bhim Rao Ambedkar, popularly known as B.R. Ambedkar, was an Indian jurist, economist, politician, and social reformer who was born on April 14, 1891, in a socially marginalized community in India. He was a leading figure in the fight against caste discrimination and social inequality in India. Ambedkar played a pivotal role in drafting the Constitution of India and is often referred to as the father of the Indian Constitution. He advocated for the rights and welfare of oppressed and marginalized communities, including Dalits, formerly known as untouchables, women, and laborers. Ambedkar's writings and speeches continue to inspire millions of people in India and around the world, and his contributions to social justice and human rights are widely recognized and celebrated today. He passed away on December 6, 1956. But his legacy and impact on Indian society and politics continue to be felt to this day. Thanks for watching. If you like, please share and subscribe.